Hello, welcome to another episode of Frank's Fish Room, and today we're going to show you how to properly, keyword properly, acclimate your fish, or at least a method I like to use, and I don't like to lose too many fish, and I usually don't. So, get our box of fish. We open our box of fish carefully, make sure we don't cut the bag with any kind of razor blades. Pull the stuffing out, and we'll have our bag. Now, in the interest of kindness and non-cruelty to animals, this little red cap from a flake food package is our fish. So use your imagination. It looks healthy and swimming really well. Use your imagination. Okay, so we take our bag and it has water in it. Now, this fish has been in this water for at least a day, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, maybe longer. And the fish has been breathing in this bag. And the fish exhales carbon dioxide. What ends up happening is this bag and this water gets filled with the fish exhaust, his breath. And it contains a lot of carbon dioxide, and that can lower the pH of the water in this bag. So the pH in this bag will be lower. We might be able to test the pH, and we might be able to test for ammonia, because ammonia is a big problem too. But sometimes people put different additives in the water, and it can be difficult with inexpensive test kits to get an accurate reading of ammonia or pH. So we always assume that this water in this bag is going to be a problem. So what we want to do is we want to take this bag and carefully open it. And this is all staged, by the way, so that I can make it easy and not kill a fish and show you guys what to do. And I maybe tied the knot a little too tight temporarily. So we take this and we have a vessel, a container, and I have a food safe container here, and I'm going to gently take my water from my bag with my fish and gently place it into this container. You seeing the fish floating around in there? Okay. Now don't be alarmed if there doesn't seem to be enough water in there for the fish at the moment. The fish might be a little stressed, but don't panic about that. Just be patient, because moving too fast and doing the wrong things is what causes a problem. Now over here, we're going to pretend like this red cap fake fish is going to become part of the family of fish in here. Now, a lot of times I tell you to acclimate your fish so you don't have any problems. Acclimation is exactly the same as this. And the only difference is you'd be putting the fish into its own little acclimation tank without all these other guys in here. And so if you have an acclimation tank set up, use the exact same procedure, except for the fact that you won't be introducing it with these other guys. I just don't happen to have an empty tank to pretend I have an acclimation tank at the time, so just bear with us. So you got your water sitting here with your fish, and he's patiently waiting to get acclimated. And we want to take some water out of this tank. And we want to add just a little bit to here. Not a lot. We look at this and we'll say, okay, we got maybe a 2-quart thing. We added maybe a quart of water to a half a gallon of water. And we want to pour this back. The secret to this is that we don't want this water hanging around too long either, water in this container hanging around, because it'll lose its oxygen. And so we take the freshly oxygenated water and we put it in here. Now, through the magic of time-lapse photography, 4 or 5 minutes has now gone by. Voila! The fish has been in this water for 4 or 5 minutes. Now, here we go again. We're going to add a little more water. Okay, now the reason we're doing this is because we want the water in here, in this container, to match the water in this tank close enough so that we don't cause problems with hydration in the fish. Because the fish wants to balance the 2 different types of waters in its body. And it takes a little while for the fish to adapt from this water, that's low pH now, and has little oxygen and carbon dioxide in it, to that water over there that has properly balanced oxygen, carbon dioxide levels, and pH. So magically we're going to say, okay, this water, we dump it, get another fresh batch of oxygenated, properly carbon dioxide water, put another one in here. You know, maybe we've got 10 or 15 minutes going on now, which is okay. The fish is, you know, he's getting used to it. He's a little stressed because right now the water from his body is mixing with the new water and it's becoming neutral to each other. They're balancing out. Now, a fish hydrates itself by bringing in water through its skin and its gills. And if we bring in too much of the wrong water too fast, we can damage the cells in the gills. We damage the cells in the gills, the fish basically suffocates. You can cause issues to the gills that you barely notice, and in a day or two, the fish will succumb to problems with its gills and it'll die on you. And so it's really important that we do this properly and we balance everything. And magically now, we pour the water back. Another 5-10 minutes, 5 minutes has gone by, and we're going to add a little more water. It's perfectly okay to say, oh my, I've got a small container, my water level's getting too high, and take some of this water and dump it. There's not a problem getting rid of this water as long as you don't get it below the fish. And in fact, don't get it too high because your fish could hop out. Then you're going to have a fish that hopped out and bang its head or something, and that'll be a big problem. So you basically want to do this for about 30 minutes, get it balanced, get it to the point where they're balanced. Then you want to carefully, if you're using a cup or something like this, you can carefully collect the fish in a cup, or you can carefully net the fish, and then you can introduce it to either your quarantine tank or your community tank if you want to go that way. It's not highly recommended because stressed fish can have problems, but if you're limited on space, that's what you're going to end up doing. So the other thing is that when we ship fish, we like to purge their stomachs. We like to not have them pooping and not have them have a lot of biological wastes in their bodies. So we tend to, people who ship fish properly, tend to fast the fish from 2 to 3 days. At 3 days, where, you know, the fish has pretty much moved everything through its bowels and intestines, and it's not going to poop in the bag. Poop in the bag causes ammonia. Ammonia causes problems, and you end up with fish that really do move about as much as this disc does. So we don't want to kill any fish. And so when we first get our brand new fish, we do not feed them for about 12 hours. Because let's say that you were on a really hectic flight for 3 days and you didn't eat, and you were very nervous and you were very upset. And so what happens is you go into this smorgasbord and you just eat everything you can see. Oh, you're gonna get sick. You're probably gonna spend some time, you know, getting rid of that stuff one way or the other. It's not gonna be pleasant for you. And it's gonna be the same way with a fish. So if you take a fish that's been in transit for 2 days or 3 days or even overnight, and you start pounding food into it just to make it, you want to see it eat because you figure it's healthy if it's eating. Trust me, if you wait 12 hours, that fish is going to eat. You'll get a chance to make sure it's going to be okay. You know, that's the way to do it. And most people will tell you that they guarantee live delivery, which means that when the box arrives, don't leave it sitting on the doorstep for more than an hour, hour and a half in the hot sun, because heat is what really damages fish and cold kills the fish. So when you know that box is coming, try to be home, try to be prepared, have everything sort of planned out so you're not in a panic and a rush and making mistakes. And if you follow this advice and you follow this, you should have pretty good success. There's probably a million different ways of doing this, but the one way of doing it is not to take the bag, float it in a tank for 5 minutes, and then dump it in there with the water. That's called drop and plop. Drop and plop kills a lot of fish. So please don't do that. And it's been a pleasure making this video for you guys. Enjoy your fish keeping, and see you next time. Thank you.